Hello, this is Mike with Trey Boone's RV Center, here to congratulate you on your brand new Jayco Jayfeather 21 mml travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to think about when you're parking this. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for that awning. On your off campsite, besides your short slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. They are on the rear of the unit. City water connection for campsites there, power there. Very rear corner, driver's side of your tow vehicle, or as they call it, the off camp side of the trailer. All right, once we arrive, get a good parking spot, we're gonna unhook our hitch and level our unit with our power tongue jack. Got a night docking light should you arrive at night. Bears down and up, it does just that. Go ahead and get your unit level. Once your unit's level, next thing you do is stabilize it. Did want to mention though, should you lose power, under this rubber stopper right here, one of your two hand cranks will get down on a bolt in there and get that up and down without power. Just keep that in mind. If you lose your power, don't panic. You can get that off or onto your truck. All right, got our unit level. Let's go ahead and stabilize it. All four corners of the unit got these new quick drop stabilizing jacks. So unhook this little hook, little safety latch. Give this about 3 cranks. 1, 2, 3, just enough to get your hand in there to pull on this ring to quickly drop those. Once they're down, go ahead and give it a turn or two. Watch that bolt press in there. We don't want to lift this unit. Get all 4 of those down. Get your unit level and stable. Next thing we do is hook up our power and water. I will recommend stabilizing jack pads though for underneath those, or some type of block as we use back here. So again, unit's level and stable. Now we'll hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord plugs in here in the rear. Got kind of a pistol grip, goes in about 11 o'clock. Turn it to noon to lock it in there, and then put that black washer on. Get your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up that city water connection. Grab yourself a water pressure regulator. Don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use one. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Go ahead and turn that hose on. After a few minutes, go inside if you need to and open up that slide. Get in there and open up all of your water lines, your sinks, your showers. Get all the air out of the lines. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping, boondocking we like to call it. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank, which is over here on the campsite, just above your tires. No need for water pressure regulator here. You just gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. 1, there's an overflow valve right there, or 2 on the inside in your control panel where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Once it is full, remove that hose, that cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to that city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp. We got power and water. I'm gonna walk you around the rest of the trailer, starting here on the off camp side. Through your pass-through storage, you got some lighting and a battery disconnect. This would disconnect all the battery power to your unit. You'll know that it is shut off if you can remove the key. And of course, the lights shut off. On your slide seals, you want to keep these nice and flexible and pliable over the years. They've got a spray that you can spray on those. Remember, they're baking in the sun all day, so keep them nice and flexible and pliable, and that'll add to the longevity of the life of your trailer. Underneath here is going to be your low point drain. When your slide's closed, we'll utilize that later. Low point drain for your freshwater tank. There's a hood vent for your range indoors. Down here is going to be your black and gray tanks. Again, we'll talk about those when leaving the campsite. Place to store your sewage hose. City water connection. Cable for the campsites. Here's your Furrion on-demand hot water heater. This cover will lift right up off here. Keep that set to max. Line is on. If your panel isn't on indoors, you know you got to come out here and turn it on. Then you got a couple of thumb screw drain drainage holes for winterizing. You can get the last little bit of water that's in your unit out of there. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there several times a year. If you're out camping all summer, go up there once a month. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a backup camera. This is your black tank flush. Again, we'll talk about that when dumping our black tanks. Here's an outdoor shower, hot and cold water. There's a accessory hitch, and there's your info for what that can tow and hold. Here are your low point drains. These awnings do have a pitch adjust. Say it's a light rain out, you can give that a yank down. That'll bend that and tilt your awning. You can do that from either end. I'm just a fan of bringing the awning in rain. Rain usually means high winds. High winds are the enemy of awnings. Got a couple of outdoor speakers. This is a spot that you can snap a TV on. Cable 110 for that, or 110 for any outdoor cooking you want to do. Speaking of outdoor cooking, down here is a quick connect LP in case you want to set a griddle outdoors. Flue for your furnace. Flue for your furnace. Few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of these. They do get hot. And lastly, we sell bug guards for those. Mud daubers like to get up in there. Wasp. Good investment. Little screen you snap on there. Again, our freshwater. Here's a manual override for your slide. Or excuse me, this is to bring down your spare tire. And then this is a porch light for your steps. Again, the other side of your pass-through storage, more lighting here. Accent lighting for the front of your unit, 110. Your propane does come with a regulator. These new ones read right here on how full they are. Well, it covers everything out here. Check out the inside. All right, quick note on your door. This strut does not stop at the right point, so your door actually hits your awning. So make sure your door is all the way in before you bring your awning in or out. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that everyone who's camped with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. Off to my left, all the way up top, this is going to be your Furrion hot water heater. Turn that on here. That's set at 122. That's a normal setting for a lot of people. The whole secret on these tankless heaters is to set your hot water at what you feel comfortable taking your shower or any hot water usage without having to mix cold with it. Down here is where we're going to check the level of your battery. Unplug your unit if you want to see the whole the actual usage left in your battery. Fresh, that's the button I said to hold down when filling up your fresh water. Black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump to get to that fresh water. Living room lights, awning lights. Again, on my awning, I'm going to close my door. On these awnings, you don't want to run them out until that flap falls down. If you hold that extend down, that will continue to run itself out, flip up onto itself, and run itself out backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Again, bring them in high winds, rains, save yourself the trouble. Next to that is your slide control. We'll utilize that when closing up that slide. And as that awning comes in, you can hear that. Shut off our awning light. Alright, coming up into the unit here, this is set up right now. But all you have to do is put your flat cushions on top here. Gives you another sleeping quarters. Best to travel with your table down, but that table will just lift up and stand up. Smoke alarm here. Brings us to our Go Power solar controller. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your batteries. Only concern you need is that your battery is set at flooded. I'll send you a separate video from Go Power. Once it's set, you're good. There's nothing you need to do on that. I've never seen it jump off from the battery usage, the type of battery that you have. Down here is our thermostat. Push this in until your mode flashes. Switch it to cool. Fan high. There's our AC. Quick dump on the ends. If you close those quick dumps, now you have more blasting through these. These can also be adjusted. Just be careful, these plastics can break. If you're sitting at dining, you want to cool off, you can point it right towards you. I'll shut off the AC. I'm going to cycle through to go to my mode, roll this until it says off. Shuts off quickly. Now I'm going to go scroll this to heat, set to 99. You hear that kick on, you hear the return. What you will notice is when I shut the heat off, is that fan actually cycles through 2 to 3 minutes before it actually shuts off. So don't worry if it doesn't seem like it shuts off right away. Down here is going to be our carbon monoxide propane detector. Coming into the bathroom, couple things. Your door, you want to bungee cord this open for travel so it doesn't bounce around when you're going up and down the road. When you first arrive at the campsite, flush your toilet, put several gallons of water into your tank. Your black tank will thank you later by having something in there before you put liquid in there before you put solids. All lighting here, last one is going to be your fan. Hand crank that open here. Can turn on and off here, but better off down here. 110 with GFCI reset. Plumbing. You travel a lot in this. Reach up even if you don't, but more so if you do travel a lot. Reach in here, check your plumbing, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Square-headed screws, your access panel. Show you that, left it open for you so you can get to your water lines. Make sure your vent is closed before you travel. Again, more plumbing to maintain, square-headed screws right there. Reach in there and feel your plumbing. Got a pop-up charging port here. One-touch lighting. Brings us to a self-explanatory microwave. Light and fan above your cooktop. They have actually turned this back area into a knife rack. Put your knives in there. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. We're going to turn this on here. Turn this to a high, and then we're going to press it in to get our sparks. Remember, when you first get to the campsite, start with one. It may take you a moment to get some gas into your lines when you first open them up at the campsite, so just stick with one until you get that one going, then the rest should light up easily. Oven, turn that on over here. Set this to your desired temperature. Put it to pilot light, light your pilot. There's a manual on this as well. Push this glass top down for traveling. Storage, like the fridge controls are in here. Real easy to set. Separate manual on your fridge. Here's all of your manuals. Read them. Get to know your unit. Also in the bag is that little TV mount for outdoors. Coming into your living room. Parachute pull recliners. Pull the parachute pull and recline. Let's talk television. So when you first arrive at the campsite, go into your home, run a digital channel scan so that you can pick up all the local channels at the campsite. Put your remote where remote should be. I wanted to also mention, if you pull down on this, that releases a lock so you can swivel your television. Also next to your TV is your sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth. Turn that on here. I'm gonna go to FM. Search for a channel. Usually you can pick up a couple inside this
That helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms.
Indoor and outdoor speakers.
Combination, not individually.
Really nice sound system.
Best to children less than 2.
Your television. Got a max there, back here. Crank open here. Turn it on here. 4 different speeds. Nice exhaust. Let's talk Murphy bed. Go ahead and set this up so that I can show you how to bring this down. Get a cup holder here. Lift up and jackknife this down. Reach up, unhook this latch. This should all fall forward for you. Just say quickly, there's your bed. It's got a top where it says pull me. That'll take you down to some storage. Up in there is also charging. In this back, just going to reverse the process. Lift up on the front. Watch your bedding. Lock that in. Lift up on the front. Grab the back, pull it towards you. Jackknife back down. Alright, I think that about covers everything in here. So act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by shutting off my living room lights. Now I know any other lighting is accent lighting that I need to walk through and shut off myself. Once all my lights are off, come back, turn on my living room lights, and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Secure everything for travel. And bring slide extension, retract. It's going to tell you when it's all the way in. There we go. Shut off our lights, exit the unit. Alright, so coming out of the unit. Remember on this door, you want to have it all the way open when you're bringing these steps up. That will lock in there. That will lock in there. Before you leave the dump station, and I say that because at the dump station you're going to go in there and check the level of your tanks as you're dumping. Before you leave the dump station, lock, deadbolt. Lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that to travel. Alright, if we are out dry camping, we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. Come around here to this low point drain. Grab that white handle, pull that, and dump all of our fresh water. For the campsite, we'll bring up our stabilizing jacks. Unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's all the way at the rear of the unit on your off campsite or driver's side of your tow vehicle. Hook up a sewage hose and pull that black handle. Black is one on the left. It is actually black in color. It sounds like it's no longer draining. Go inside, check the level of the black tank. If it shows empty or close to it, come out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hook it up to this tank flush. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Turn that hose on, let that run for a good 5 minutes. You're gonna wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, or after a good 5 minutes, remove that hose, make sure all that washout water you put in there has drained. And then close your black and pull your gray. Now while my grays are draining, come over here, Dump my low point drains. Again, that gray is going to be cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. When that gray is done, close that up, take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in this, we call a stinky slinky container, and head on home. Thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayfeather for many years to come. Happy camping.